Shows, yes, we are live. We are live to the world. Santa is here. Have to push
Ho,
one more
ho,
button,
ho.
Santa.
Hello,
There we go.
Marlo.
Hello, Santa. How are you today?
Oh, good. Just resting up for a big trip coming up soon.
Where are you off to?
Oh, you name it, I'm going there.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's not a vacation type of thing where you're heading to the Caribbean for a day or two, or
That's January.
January.
Yeah. Mrs. Claus and I will be taking a long vacation to somewhere warm. But the trip tomorrow involves a sleigh full of presents, a team of reindeer, and hitting all of the spots that good children live in all across the globe.
So I'm going to guess we're going to have a few questions here, but it'll take a minute or two for people to populate. And when you're coming in, everybody, just tell us where you're from in the comments area. Just put in there like where you're from. You can say hi to Santa. We're going to have some opportunities for you to ask Santa questions. It's looking a little festive where you're at as well, Santa.
Yeah, this is just Santa's den here at the North Pole.
It's like anybody else's office, kind of.
Yes, it's where I go to, get away from the chaos of the elves, and Mrs. Claus always has one more project she wants me to work on before I head out.
You have a to-do list as well with Mrs. Claus?
Oh, yes. There was apparently she had put a to-do clause in our marriage agreement, and so I am contractually bound to do the to-do things.
Wow, that's awesome. That is actually awesome. And it looks like you have, is it a painting behind you? Is that a photograph of a barn and some Christmas trees?
Yes, it's all those things. It is a painting of a barn with Christmas trees and snow. I could have told you it's just a window out to the shop, Santa's workshop, but that would not be totally true.
So is there something special about this barn for you?
No, it's just very symbolic of Christmas. One of my favorite places in the world, back in North Dakota.
Really? I love that. I'm from North Dakota, right?
Well, I could tell a little bit from your accent.
I have an accent. I am surprised that you say that.
Well, you could be Minnesota, could be South Dakota.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
There's a lot of similarities.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right about that. All right, everybody, if you have questions for Santa, or just say hi, just tell Santa you're out there, say hi, where you're from. If you have some kiddos along that want to say hi, that's absolutely fine as well. Santa would love to talk to them. So go ahead and put your comments in there, and we'll put them up on the screen. Santa is ready to take your questions, just to say hi. Do you have anything that's, when I was a kid, I would leave you things, out, usually candy canes, but do you have a favorite? Are you a milk and cookies kind of person, or?
Well, Santa wouldn't be able to maintain his offensive lineman type of physique without cookies. And I do remember, Marlo, you leaving me cookies when you were a young boy, but I do remember that many of the cookies already had a bite out of them before I got there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Was that a quality control kind of an effort to make sure, oh, this one's good? Yep. And this one's good. Oh, and this one's safe.
Yep. I don't know if you're seeing, can you see the screen, Santa?
Yes, I see Rachel is saying,
all
hi,
right.
Santa.
All right.
Hello, Rachel.
So I'll just populate the screen as people bring questions and that type of thing up, and you can just go ahead and have conversations with them, all right?
Oh, that sounds great. I love conversations.
All right. So next one here. There we go.
From Ontario, Canada. Canada is a whole nother country from the United States, and one of my favorites. Everybody there is so nice, Lori. You're probably just another very nice person from Canada. And my favorite cookie. One that doesn't already have a bite out of it, but peanut butter chocolate chip comes to mind as one of my go-to cookies. And whenever somebody gives me cookies and says, take some of these home for Mrs. Claus, I like to remind them that those are what I call almost home cookies, because that's how far they're going to make it.
Do you so the peanut butter, what was this, peanut butter chocolate chip?
Peanut butter chocolate chip, yes.
Do you prefer them with milk?
Oh, absolutely, with milk, yes.
All right.
Just a little something to wash it down, because I have to eat quickly. I can't just nibble and sip. I have to move on to the next
Yes.
place, next home with good little boys and girls in it.
All right. Next question for you. Do you want me to just read these to you?
Oh, that would be just fine. I love
All
to
right.
hear your voice, Marlo.
All
It's
right.
it's like a National Day calendar segment, the soothing voice of Marlo Anderson.
Well, thank you, Santa. All right. Rhonda Sign. Hello. Merry Christmas, Santa, from Mac and oh my goodness, Legamd, I believe is. I'm not sure if that is a typo. I guess we'll have let's see if Rachel, she's from West Virginia. And I might just be not pronouncing Legam's name
Rhonda,
correctly.
Yes. Merry Christmas, Santa, from Mac and Legrand.
I'm having a hard time with it too, Santa.
You know, I should have put on my trifocals.
Yeah, I should have. Oh, here we go. Yes, it was a typo. Legand with an N.
Very nice. Very good name. Very unique. Strong name.
It is very unique. Yes, it is. And Basham says hello to us as well. Rhonda is from West Virginia, so there we go. And Merry Christmas to you, Rhonda. Hey, I'm getting some love here, Santa. I'm not used to this, actually.
Yeah, I know you are always somewhat surprised when we hang out together. How many people say greetings, Santa versus greetings, Marlo? Marlo, it's not a contest. You are on Team Nice right there with Santa.
I appreciate you saying that, because I've been petitioning you for years to be on Team Nice. So I have a feeling I'm making my way there. All right. Rachel Newman. Hi, Santa, from Sandwich, Illinois. Do you get different foods from other countries other than cookies? That's a great question.
Oh, you know, there are some great pastry types of things that are cookie-like, things that are muffin-like, but I am not opposed to stuffing a few muffins while I'm on my big trip. You bake it, I'll take it.
All right. Rhonda has finally figured out how to use her keyboard. Sorry, Rhonda. We're going to give you a bad time. It's Legan. So here, let me give you this is when I say that. So it was Legamd, remember, with G-A-M-D. Then she came back here again and capitalized it. And then she added another E in there for legend. And now we're here.
It feels like a game show, you know, where she bought another vowel.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Now we're ready to solve the puzzle.
So now she's saying that she's sorry. So, and then
Rhonda, you are forgiven.
And she's laughing. So this is good. No, it's all good. All good, Rhonda. I'm glad you figured out how to use that keyboard. I'm guessing she's typing in the dark. I've been prone to do that occasionally too, and not get the things just right. So, all right, everybody, we are taking questions for Santa. I love the pastry question. Is there other cultural differences that you run into across the world, Santa?
Well, some places like to leave me things like a kind of what would make up a charcuterie board, you know, some meat, some cheese, and Santa loves meat and cheese, but occasionally a child will sit on my lap and say, Santa, you smell like meat and cheese. So I would just ask, if you leave me meat and cheese, also leave me some mints.
That's a great idea. What about goat's milk? There's many cultures that drink goat's milk. Are you okay with that as well?
Goat is a somewhat close cousin to the reindeer, and that strikes a little too close to home. So
okay,
not a big fan of the goat's milk, but I'm sure it's fine in coffee.
All right. We have a hello, Santa, from Cicero, Indiana.
One of my favorite Midwestern states.
It's a
Hello,
great space. Yes.
Mr. O and everybody there.
All right. We have Rhonda is asking, what do you want for Christmas?
What
This is a
does
great
Santa want
question.
for Christmas?
Yes. Do you
Oh my
ever get asked
goodness.
that question?
Almost nobody asks Santa what he wants for Christmas. But I will tell you the thing that I hope will happen this year, maybe not by Christmas, but shortly after Christmas, and I'll give you a hint.
Are you telling me that Santa is a Vikings fan?
Santa is liking the Minnesota Viking, and this is our year to win our first Super Bowl. That's what I want for Christmas. Thank you for asking, Rhonda.
That's incredible. I would have never put Santa and football together. This is great.
I
All
know.
right.
I look like I'd be a fan of Taylor Swift's boyfriend's team with the color of my outfit, but deep down, I bleed purple.
Okay. Rachel asks, does anyone leave food for the reindeer?
Oh, yes. The reindeer and food. This is probably as good a place as any for me to announce that this year, because reindeer food had gotten so expensive, and people were very generous. They would leave food for the reindeer, but they need to be fed the other 11 months and 360 days of the year. And so it had gotten so expensive to feed them. Mrs. Claus and I decided that if we can't afford to feed them, we should probably eat them. So if anyone has any good venison recipes they would like to send in, I would appreciate that. We're going all electric this year. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Thank you for asking that question. Did I answer the question?
I think you just surprised everybody.
The dark side of Santa.
Yes.
It's still a business, and it was just getting too expensive to feed the reindeer.
Wow.
But thank you for asking.
All right. I'm going to skip the other reindeer questions then, Santa.
Hey, not everybody makes Santa's team, you know?
Why are you seem to be chuckling right now.
Nope, just feeling a little emotional about all the years the reindeer did so many good things for Santa.
I see. Mr. Fulton was saying, Santa, we need some white Christmas in Indiana. It seems it's going to be a little on the not white side this year. Many places.
The snow has been a little light in many places, but I will do what I can to see if we can get you some snow there in Indiana. I have friends who are meteorologists, and at Santa's advanced stage, friends who are urologists. But the meteorologists, they're the ones who can help us make sure there's snow there.
All right. That's great to know. Christmas. Yes. All right. Brenda, Santa, what's the most surprising wish you ever received, and how did you make it come true?
Well, I've had a few. One of them recently received from a little girl who was the oldest of 4 children, and she said, Santa, all I want for Christmas is a door. And I said, a door? And she said, yes, I have 3 younger siblings. I need a door on my bedroom.
That's a very unusual request.
Yes. I told her she should register. Maybe she would win the door prize. I also was asked by a Ukrainian woman a year ago if I could end the war in Ukraine, and that was a very heartfelt request. And I told her that while Santa won't be able to stop the war, that I was thinking of the people in Ukraine. Glory to Ukraine. And I whispered a few Ukrainian phrases to her that would be comforting, and I still couldn't stop her from crying. So that was a hard one for Santa. But
I can believe that.
Everybody asked Santa for something, but the most memorable one was 2 years ago. A little boy waited till the very end of the line of his classmates to come see Santa. When he got to me, he was already crying, and he gave me a big hug as he said, Santa, I've been so bad. Please forgive me. And he asked for nothing other than to be forgiven. And so that too was a memorable request, heartfelt. And I told him that if he is truly sorry, he already has been forgiven.
Wow. Very powerful. So Legan wants to leave Santa meat and cheese. I'm thinking some Tic Tacs along with that would be appropriate, right?
Put a Tic Tac in your mouth and get a bang out of
That's
life.
right. That's right.
Clean, fresh explosion of mint.
Rhonda's getting a little ice in West Virginia. We had some of that yesterday, Rhonda, here in North Dakota. I apologize that we sent that your way. It's a little slippery here today. And Rhonda also says to tell Mrs. Claus that we love her.
Oh, she will love to hear that. You know, she does so much to support Santa and make sure the elves are staying at work while I'm away for live Facebook interviews like this with Marlo. But I will let her know. She will be very happy that you appreciate her, Rhonda.
I did see somebody else that had a favorite kind of cookie. And I know we kind of answered that, but I'm guessing they came into this a little bit later. So why don't you remind everybody what your favorite cookie is?
I love chocolate chip. I love peanut butter, but my favorite are peanut butter chocolate chip cookies. All of the good things in one cookie that I eat 15 of per hour.
Are they good dunked in milk?
Oh, yes. Yes. And when
Yeah.
someone leaves me chocolate chip, peanut butter chocolate chip cookies and milk, I usually leave a little note that says, "Dunk you very much."
Clever. Do you like the alternate milks like almond and coconut?
I don't have a very sensitive palate. So if it's in a glass next to the cookies and it's white, I'll probably drink it and enjoy it completely.
So melted ice cream would work then too.
You know, I often say, Marlo, as Santa, about half of the kids and half of the adults that I meet are very excited to see Santa, and about half are not that excited, and some actually cry. I kind of feel like someone running for the president of the United States. About half are excited to see me, about half want nothing to do with me. But how that has anything to do with milk, I have now forgotten.
I was wondering where you were going with that as well. Let's see. Brenda.
I have a good memory, but it's short. Oh.
Brenda Barron, Merry Christmas from Czech Country and Tabor, South Dakota. We stay warm with blackberry brandy. Wow.
Oh, well, I will make sure, Brenda, I make yours the last stop as I'm coming through South Dakota. That might be a nice way to end the trip with a little
warm up. Yep. And I'm still not really sure about this reindeer thing, Santa. I have a feeling you're kidding us a little bit, but some of them are getting into it here a little bit. Cool Gamer. So if you're going to make burgers out of the reindeer, what about the sleigh? Are you going to sell it and go total Top Gun and get an F-18?
Well, that might be an idea for a future trip. This year, we just retrofitted our existing sleigh to make it electric, and we've had to go with the regular GPS type of system. Rudolph is a very faithful GPS for many years, and we still have Rudolph and the original 8 reindeer that most of you have come to know and love over the years. But some of the extra reindeer, the ones on the practice squad,
I see.
They are going to be on a venison plate nearby soon.
Gotcha. Well, this one I'm going to have you read yourself so that you can answer this question appropriately.
Okay. Legan wants to know if he can get a motorcycle for a 4-year-old. Please say an electric one. An electric motorcycle for a 4-year-old. That sounds like a very reasonable request. Absolutely. Has this 4-year-old been nice?
I'm guessing Rondi can answer that question.
Well, if he's nice and he won't try and drive it on the ice, then he can have a electric motorcycle as long as it doesn't have too high of a top speed on it. You know,
I'm guessing I didn't realize that you are a rhyme master, as long as he's been nice and doesn't drive it on the ice. That could be that's like a song almost there.
I'm often referred to as the Dr. Seuss of the North Pole.
Because Santa Claus just isn't big enough of a title yet, right?
Exactly.
Yes. Yep. All right. What about all the people trying to steal all the toys with fighter jets? Don't you need Maverick and Rooster to take the missiles for you?
Wow.
This is a true Top Gun fan right here.
Yeah, kind of like Pirates in the Sky.
Yes.
I really haven't experienced any attempts on Santa or Santa's sleigh or my stash of toys at this point. I think deep down, even someone who might steal a box off of front step or be a pirate out at sea, I still think they understand that attacking Santa's sleigh, stealing from Santa, those are all presents that are going to good girls and boys, and they'll be on the naughty list forever.
Yeah, and you don't want that, right?
No, I think they hold back.
Yeah.
By the way, Marlo, do you know what a pirate's favorite letter is?
I'm going with R, but you're going to correct me, I'm sure.
It's the C, me lad.
Ah, the C.
Arr.
Rhonda says thank you. I'm guessing she's thanking you for Legan for his soon-to-be motorcycle under the tree. So that's fantastic.
Yes, there are no budgetary constraints when somebody asks Santa for something. I say yes.
Yeah. So what is it like getting ready for tomorrow night? I mean, that has to be I think about the logistics for like the post office and FedEx and all of those things. I can't even imagine what the logistics are for you, Santa.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's why I have good people. I have elves who work hard to make the toys. I also have elves. In fact, the elf who handles most of my logistics, coincidentally, is named Kayla. I have an elf named Kayla, and she makes sure that everything is set up. So as I'm about to take off, I have all the toys. I know which direction I'm going. Everybody needs an elf like Kayla. You know what I mean, Marlo.
I know exactly what you mean. So that's fantastic. Yes, yep. People. My admin is Kayla too. I mean, it must be just a thing, right?
Really?
All right, here's another request, Santa. Mac is 2, and he wants a big Hulk pillow. That feels pretty easy.
The Hulk is kind of a combination of Santa and the Grinch. Muscular like Santa, green like the Grinch. But I love the Hulk. Yes, Mac will be able to have a big Hulk pillowcase as long as he doesn't use the pillow for pillow fights with whacking Santa when I come down the chimney.
Yes. And Rhonda also says thank you to the elves. So that in itself too. I mean, what is Santa's workshop like? I mean, do you have all the latest and greatest as far as technology goes, or do you still use old tools?
Well, Marlo, you're probably aware that workforce issues have affected us globally. So I have a few less elves and a few of the toys, and some of the preparing of the parts are put together robotically. But at the end of every toy, before it gets signed, sealed, and placed in the package, it has the loving hands of an elf who touch it, check it, shake it, and make sure that it's built well before it makes it to the sleigh. So we still use elves, but yes, we've gone a little bit technical and robotic to support the demands of good boys and girls all around the globe.
So this next one is interesting. My dad has a wish. He wishes for his jukebox he's been waiting for. Chad, age 43, from North Dakota.
Jukebox?
Yeah. I believe there's a story behind this. I believe this Chad is our son. And
and
he's been working on trying to get this jukebox that we have down here. So, someday you'll probably have the jukebox.
Well, Chad, I have always referred to Marlo as a music aficionado, a jukebox hero, so to speak. So if anyone could make sure that you have a jukebox for Christmas, it would be Marlo Anderson, our very own jukebox hero.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Now that
Rhonda,
sounds to be in your head all day.
so Mac is waving hello to you and I there, Santa. So, hey, Mac, how you doing? Glad you could join us, Mac. This is fantastic.
Mac. Good to see you, Mac.
Oh, my. Are you familiar with the news from Denzel Washington?
One of the nice things about being at the North Pole is everything happens 4 or 5 days later up here. So I have not heard the breaking news about Denzel. What is that, Braxton?
I believe he was baptized and became a minister in the last day or two as he turned 70. So I'm not sure if that's what they're referring to, but
that's great. I mean, this Santa is smart enough to know that Christmas is not about Santa. It's about Jesus and his birth. So kudos to Denzel for continuing to spread that word, especially around Christmas. It's so important. The gifts, all of those things, the Christmas trees, those are great. Getting together, family are wonderful, but Jesus is the reason for this season.
All right. And we have Ethan joining us. He hijacked his grandfather's account, obviously.
Ethan, the 12-year-old. Good to see you, Ethan. I'm sorry that Santa is not a fan of the Packers, but I respect the Packers, and I've often feared them. But we are looking forward to playing them next week at US Bank Stadium.
There we go. Braxton continues to have other news things. We're going to stay away from those topics, Braxton, because we want to keep this more about Santa and Christmas. So if you have anything about those type of things, that'd be great. Mac and Legand, shop for the kids who needs to help you out, Santa. They are really good boys. So Rhonda's just putting in a good word for them.
Good. Yes, all of us. It's not just Santa who brings toys and good things to boys and girls around the globe. Many of you act as elves by being kind to neighbors and friends at school, by doing nice things for them. So I really appreciate that, Mac and Legand. Thank you, Rhonda, for sharing that. You're raising those boys right.
This is another tough one for you there, Santa. Okay, I have one wish for myself. Can you find a way to get rid of epilepsy?
Oh, no, epilepsy is a really hard thing for many, many people, but epilepsy is one of those things that people can still have a good quality of life, and they can also still be a real blessing to people around them. So I hope that at some point there will be a way to rid the world of things like epilepsy. That would be something that would be very good indeed.
And Braxton, news, did you hear that Elvis loved Christmas and Lisa Marie had pumpkin pie every year for the kids? So that's kind of a cool thing.
I do know that Elvis was a fan of Christmas, and I, as Santa, was a fan of Elvis. I even have blue suede shoes.
And Blue Christmas, of course, one of my favorite songs, actually. And I wonder, so National Pumpkin Pie Day lands on Christmas as well. It's the only other, it's Christmas and Pumpkin Pie Day. There's no other national days. And we've never been able to find out why that is. This is really interesting to me. I wonder if there's an Elvis connection here.
Well, if Marlo doesn't know why a national day is on a certain day, I would say nobody knows the answer to that.
Well, it is interesting that
off the cuff, make up a good answer for why that is.
Yeah, well, I don't have one, but I'm going to check into this Elvis and Christmas and pumpkin pie every year for that's pretty cool. So
very cool.
All right. Rhonda's saying thank you, and Jesus is the reason for the season. So, all right. Well, I know Santa. We'll take if anybody else has one last question here, we'll take one more here. I know you are on a very, very tight schedule today, and we're very appreciative.
This is my last restful afternoon before things get a little chaotic. Oh, by the way, Marlo, I just wanted you to know I got this mug out just for you because I knew I was going to be talking. Oh,
I noticed
that was the wrong side. Here we go. There you go. That's what I meant. Sorry. Small mistake.
Thanks. I've been working so hard to have that cup on the other side, Santa. I'm telling you.
You've been nicer than last year, but nicer does not necessarily get you to nice.
I guess that is
trending in the right direction.
That is true. But
yes, the algorithm says you're trending in the right direction.
I'm really, really, really working hard. All right. One last question. Santa, do you sing Christmas songs all year?
Oh, yes. I love Christmas songs. Those are the only songs that are constantly playing in a loop in my head. In fact, this one was just on my mind recently. Is it okay if we end this Facebook Live by me singing a little Christmas song?
I think everybody would love that.
Okay. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake.
Fantastic.
My second choice was going to be Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, but I know we're out of time. So Grandma's less likely to get hit by a reindeer this year.
That was a good choice. Thank you, Santa. We really appreciated you being here with us with National Day Calendar, and we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Marlo. Celebrate every day, everyone, especially Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye, Santa.